So, Sergeant Stubby. He started as a stray dog wandering onto the campus of Yale University in Connecticut in 1917. No collar, no owner, no purpose. Just another dog looking for food and shelter. That's where he met Private J. Robert Conroy, a young soldier training with the 102nd Infantry Regiment. Conroy took the dog in, fed him, trained with him, and named him Stubby because of his short tail. When Conroy's unit was ordered overseas, Stubby wasn't supposed to come. Animals were not allowed on troop ships. So, Conroy smuggled him aboard anyway. Nobody stopped it. And that single mistake changed military history. Stubby wasn't bred for war. He wasn't trained by any official program. He had no military pedigree, no handler manuals, no instructions. He was just a mutt with instincts. But in World War I, instincts mattered more than equipment. Stubby's greatest weapon was his nose. Gas warfare had just entered the battlefield. Chlorine gas, mustard gas, phosgene, invisible killers. Silent. By the time soldiers smelled anything, it was already too late. Lungs burned. Eyes blistered. Men collapsed choking. Stubby could smell the gas minutes before humans could. When he detected it, he reacted immediately. He barked. He spun in circles. He pulled soldiers down by their uniforms. He forced them to put on gas masks before the clouds reached the trenches. He saved entire squads this way, over and over again, in different battles, against different gas types. Same outcome. Lives spared because a dog smelled danger before men could. Stubby also learned to hear war. Artillery shells made different sounds depending on where they came from. German artillery had a distinct whistle. Allied fire sounded different. Stubby learned the difference. When he heard incoming enemy shells, he warned the troops before impact. Seconds mattered. Those seconds gave soldiers time to take cover. Seconds that separated survival from death. Stubby went through 17 battles on the Western Front. He fought in the Argonne Forest, one of the deadliest battlefields of the war. And one night, he did something no soldier expected. A German infiltrator slipped into an American trench. He was disguised as a U.S. soldier, wore the uniform, spoke decent English. He was gathering intelligence. Stubby saw him and attacked immediately. No hesitation. He bit the man and held him down, refusing to let go until American soldiers arrived and captured the spy. After that, the unit did something unprecedented. They promoted Stubby to sergeant, symbolically, but officially. He became the first dog ever given a rank in the United States military. After the war, he met 3 presidents: Woodrow Wilson, Warren Harding, Calvin Coolidge. Stubby died in 1926. His preserved body is now kept at the Smithsonian. Now, here's a stranger one: Wojtek the Bear. During World War II, Polish soldiers evacuating through the Middle East encountered a bear cub in Iran. The war had been brutal. Poland had fallen. These soldiers were far from home, exhausted, demoralized, and broken. They bought the cub for morale, fed him condensed milk from a vodka bottle, let him sleep in their tents. He followed them everywhere. As Wojtek grew, he started copying human behavior. He walked upright, played wrestling games with the soldiers, drank beer occasionally, smoked cigarettes that men handed him, though he didn't inhale. Mostly he liked the attention. He also learned to carry things: boxes, bags, gear, whatever was handed to him. When the unit was scheduled to ship to Italy, they hit a problem. British regulations banned animals on military transports. No exceptions. So the soldiers found a loophole. They enlisted the bear, Private Wojtek. He received a service number, rations, a paybook. He became a legal soldier in the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the Polish II Corps. In 1944, during the Battle of Monte Cassino, one of the bloodiest campaigns in Italy, Wojtek proved his value. Artillery needed constant ammunition under heavy bombardment. Shell crates weighed around 100 pounds. It usually took 2 or 3 men to carry one. Wojtek carried them alone. Faster, calm under fire, never dropped a crate, never panicked. He moved ammunition from trucks to gun positions while shells exploded nearby. His work kept guns firing during critical moments. He survived the war. After victory, he moved to Scotland with his unit. When soldiers were demobilized, they couldn't keep him. Wojtek spent the rest of his life at Edinburgh Zoo. Veterans visited him regularly. He died in 1963. Back to World War I, Cher Ami. October 1918. Argonne Forest. An American battalion was surrounded, completely cut off. 555 men trapped behind enemy lines. Major Charles Whittlesey commanded them. History would call them the Lost Battalion. No radios, no signal flares, phone lines destroyed. To make things worse, American artillery began shelling their own position. Friendly fire. Command didn't know where the battalion was. Men were dying from their own side's guns. The final option was a carrier pigeon, Cher Ami. Coordinates were written on paper and tied to his leg. The message was desperate. We are along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it. Cher Ami was released and flew straight into gunfire. German troops saw him and opened fire. He was shot through the chest, lost a leg. One eye was blinded. Blood everywhere. Still, he kept flying. 25 miles through smoke, bullets, and chaos. He reached Allied command in under an hour. The message was delivered. The shelling stopped immediately. About 200 soldiers were saved. Possibly more. The French awarded Cher Ami the Croix de Guerre. America called him a war hero. He died from his wounds in 1919. His body is preserved at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. Next, Warrior the Horse. Owned by Captain Jack Seeley, a British cavalry officer. Warrior served from the very first day of World War I in August 1914 until the final day in November 1918. 4 years on the Western Front. Trenches, mud, gas attacks, artillery. Horses died in enormous numbers. Over 8 million horses died in World War I. Warrior didn't. He was buried alive once when debris collapsed on him during shelling. Dug out by soldiers. Walked away. Gassed multiple times. Recovered every time. A shell exploded next to him during a cavalry charge and threw him sideways. He stood up and kept going. Shrapnel missed vital organs by inches. He went to war on the first day and came home on the last. After the war, Warrior was awarded a silver trophy engraved with the words, "The horse the Germans could not kill." He lived until 1941 and died of old age at 30 years old. Now switch to World War II, the London Blitz. From September 1940 to May 1941, Germany bombed Britain almost every night. Buildings collapsed. Thousands died. Tens of thousands were injured. Civilians were buried under rubble. Rescue teams raced against time. Enter Rip. Rip was a mixed-breed terrier, a stray, found by an air raid warden named Mr. King in the Poplar district of East London. Rip had no training, no handler program, no instructions, but after the first bombing, he started digging instinctively through rubble, brick, wood, twisted metal. He barked at specific locations where people were trapped alive. He could hear and smell what humans couldn't. Rip became part of the ARP, Air Raid Precautions, the Civilian Rescue Service. Over the course of the Blitz, Rip helped locate around 100 survivors, people trapped for hours or days beneath collapsed buildings. In 1945, Rip was awarded the Dickin Medal, the highest honor for animals in war. He died in 1946 and was buried with full honors. Next, Gustav the Pigeon. June 6, 1944. D-Day. The largest amphibious invasion in history. Allied forces landed in Normandy. Radio communication was risky. Germans could intercept signals. Weather over the English Channel disrupted transmissions, so pigeons were used as backup. Gustav was part of the Royal Air Force Pigeon Service. Registered. Assigned. Trained for long-distance flight. He was released from the Normandy beachhead at 5:30 a.m., carrying confirmation that the landings had succeeded. This information mattered. Command needed to know whether to commit full reinforcements. Gustav flew across the English Channel through storms and gunfire. He reached Britain in 5 hours and 16 minutes. The message was delivered. The invasion continued at full scale. Gustav was awarded the Dickin Medal. Final one, Jet the dog. A German shepherd in late World War II. Germany launched V-1 flying bombs, unmanned rockets known as buzz bombs. They hit British cities without warning. Jet was trained to detect them early. He recognized the engine sound, a specific pulse frequency. When he heard it, he warned handlers, giving civilians time to reach shelters. Jet was also trained in explosives detection, landmines, booby traps, hidden ordnance left behind during German retreats. He worked with Corporal Wardle in civil defense. After bombings, Jet performed rescue work, locating victims buried under rubble. He helped save around 150 people. Jet was awarded the Dickin Medal in 1945 and died in 1949. 2 wars, 30 years of conflict, none of them enlisted willingly. None of them understood ranks, medals, or honor. But every one of them saved human lives. Hundreds, possibly thousands, and most people have never heard their names.